Today we're talking about the ultimate MACD scalping strategy that can have a high win rate once you practice and use it well. Hi, this is Lynn, and thank you for joining me today. I have a whole playlist on MACD videos, but this one I think will be particularly useful for those traders that are day traders and want to learn more about scalping. I know there's a lot of traders out there, from Ross Cameron with Warrior Trading to S&B Capital, a real professional trading firm in New York, that talk about everyone should be able to learn to scalp. But again, go slow. I started with 1 or 2 shares, which I'm going to show you in this video. Let's dive right in. But before we do that, if you're excited about the topic of this video today, please give this video a like. I really appreciate it. And while you're at it, subscribe for more videos like this one. Remember that 90% of day traders fail, so you need to study hard and learn the road. But first of all, let's get into scalping with MACD. I'm going to show you a trade that I did with a low-cost stock. ALZN is the ticker, and it took off in summer, and I stumbled upon it, saw some news on this stock, and I'm going to show you that in Thinkorswim. So Thinkorswim, you can see here I have a 1-minute chart, which is really great for quick scalps. I love to use a 1-minute chart, and then I also have a 5-minute chart up, because sometimes the price action can be a little confusing up and down with a 1-minute, and you can get some clarification looking on the 5-minute as well. On the left, I have the level 2, which shows you actually what the prices are at the particular moment, and then the time it sells. You can see the spread here was $9.50 for the bid that they wanted to pay for it, and $9.75 for the ask, which is a little bit more of a spread that I like, but it tends to tighten up more in the day. In those kind of circumstances, it helps a lot if you're scalping to put an order in the trading ladder instead of dealing with buy, ask, and getting this much higher price. Anyway, so let's dive right into it. So scalping can be a fantastic way to learn trading and be able to get some quick wins to help you understand how it all works, and also to help build your confidence. And when you have losses, they're not as large, hopefully, because you're moving really quickly. For these low price stocks, a lot of times I was at the beginning using 1-minute and 5-minute chart. Now I've moved more to the 5-minute and 15-minute chart. But to show you how this works, scalping is a real precision type trading methodology. And when you use MACD on that, it helps you to understand when the stock's popping up, to get confidence that you're on the big front side of the move instead of the back side of the move. MACD really helps you with your risk management, because here we can see the MACD popped up just as this took off. The stock took off, and right here on the 5-minute, it's just starting to pop up. And we can see by our volume bars that there's a lot of buying going on right now. So let me go ahead and play this little recording I made when I was trading the stock. So the 1-minute chart is fantastic if you're planning on doing small, really quick scalps. Super fast speed, 2x, to help you see. And you can see the MACD is showing you with histogram is green. Light green bars are positive and show it's moving up. And you can see the topping tail on this green bar pulling back a little bit. It's going up right now to an area of resistance. I just bought 2 shares as an example for this video. And so you can see how someone can use all these indicators. You can see the volume bar is really big right here, and there's another bar coming. So it looks like that area of resistance didn't slow this stock down at all. It's continuing to move upward. And the 5-minute, you can see that MACD line is again going up. And we're really whizzing up from a start of $7.24 down to up to $12.87. And when you see these big green bars, it really helps give you confidence. You can see now the spread is much lower. You only have a few cents between the bid and the ask. And right now, the stock halted. So what happens is it was moving really quickly. The price increased so fast that it's now been halted. Usually halt lasts for like 5 minutes, so I will speed right through that. When you're scalping, it's really important to determine where you want to exit with the trade, what you're looking for that causes you to exit. And here we can see there's a big red volume bar showing there's some selling going on. We have a doji happening, which is showing you often a change in the price action. And the MACD is starting to turn a darker green, which means there's some pullback going on. So these are all things to be leery of. If you're doing real quick scalps, you can see it pulling back here big time, and the big red volume bars, the 5 minutes doing the same thing. You just have, so I can pull this along a little faster. And I know scalping can be a little bit stressful, so it's really important to maintain some really even breathing. I tend to take long breaths in or twice as long breaths out. That helps you relax and enables you to really focus on what you're doing in a scalping strategy. So here you can see it's now the 5 minute is still up with the blue MACD line. And we have a little fight going on here between the bulls and the bears. And it's interesting that time in sales is stuck. So think or swim, you never know. Once in a while things happen like that, but you can see the prices changing here, where I now back down to $12.18 or 20 cents. So we're going back and forth. The bulls are trying to gain control again of this trade. So something we have to watch out for is that MACD, is it still going strong, which it is. So we're still on the front side of this move. It just flew right through that resistance point of $13.13, and it topped out at $13.64 where I added another resistance line, and now it's having a tougher time. Well, there's some selling going on here. You can see we're at $12.89 or $12.90, so we're popping. We're having a little bit of resistance with that $13.13. I look to exit usually when it gets below that 9 EMA. You can see we have a little bull flag going on here. Bull flag forms a little flag between the slide down and over here, and then we're kind of doing another little bit of a bull flag. The MACD is tightening up here, and we've got some darker MACD bars in the histogram showing that the trade is tending to pull back some here. And the 5 minute is having a tough time. I'm trying to add or delete some price level lines so it's a little easier to see what's going on here. So it did manage to pop through, and you can see a light green bar again, the histogram. The MACD line is moving back up on both, really moving up on the 5 minute. So we're looking to hit another top here. The high was $14.70, and now we're pulling back from that $13.50 resistance line. A little bit more of the tug of war between the bulls and the bears, but we're still above that 9 EMA, and we're still creeping up. Here's a point where you can decide if you want to stay in the stock. It looks like it's going to continue going up. Right now, I am still holding, waiting to see what's going to happen next, because it hasn't hit my pop below the 9 EMA, so it's going up some more. It's made a new high of $15.06. We have a little bit of a doji forming. A doji can signal a change in the price action. I'll put this along so we can see a little bit more what's happening, and we can see now it's a double top. Any time I see a double top, that can signal the end of, on the 1 minute, that can signal the end of it moving. And you can see the MACD is really flattening out here. We seem to be at a holding pattern because it's just kind of trading sideways. When I'm scalping, I tend to get out when it's trading sideways, because that could be just before it busts. There's a trading range going on, and a lot of times when I see that, I've kind of hit that high. It's gone up a whole bunch of dollars already. You can have a lot of profit in a trade like this. And now the MACD line, you can see this blue line is starting to drop down. And although in the 5 minutes still up, on the 1 minute it's starting to drop down, signaling that this trade, the profitable trade for a quick scalp, is coming to an end for us. There's a bunch of little dojis going on here, but it is pulling back. We'll see how much longer this goes. So it's trying valiantly to pull back up a little bit, but kind of in a holding pattern. So I stopped it there because I had gotten out of that trade. The toughest part about scalping is being able to stay in a trade as long as it's going in your favor. It's really easy for a lot of us to jump out as soon as we realize some profit. But if you're going to win at trading, you've got to be able to hold on to see if it's going to move higher, because you've got to take advantage of those winning trades so to make up for the losers in scalping. I try to keep my losers really quick, really short time frame, and hold on as long as possible for the winners. So some great books you could read that should help you to hold on longer to your trades. They actually have free audiobook versions in YouTube. Two of them are by Mark Douglas. One's called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and the other one is The Disciplined Trader. They're fantastic for helping you learn the psychological end of trading, and some great sites to visit and learn more about scalping is S&B Capital, as I mentioned, that professional trading firm in New York. They trade all types of price ranges. And the other one is Ross Cameron with Warrior Trading, who does more penny stocks, real low-cost stocks, and he moves really quickly through the trade. So depending on which type of trading philosophy you want to follow. Remember to like this video and subscribe while you're at it. I'd love to hear your comments about how you're using MACD or hot stocks that you've been trading right now that we could all keep an eye out for. I'd really appreciate it. So next, you'll want to go here to look at my playlist on MACD, advanced strategies using MACD, as well as using MACD with other indicators.